let's see. So I just started recording, and we stopped at okay. So we stopped at starting the test, I think, and it's failing. So now basically we wrote our function to use the exports.sum because it was not working with the export default, and actually we can test that in a bit. And right here inside our describe function or test, we had a describe within a describe, which I actually think I saw that it can be done, but not with this application because uh, I think the test should be inside it, and I wasn't really able to find a lot of information about it. So other than it's a testing block, so doesn't really don't really know what's going behind the scenes. And yeah, this is the function, and um, to run it, we do a yarn test or npm test, and that should run the function. Yeah, basically the part that didn't record was mostly mostly debugging my code, sorry, because it wasn't working. So actually, let's test that real quick. So let's say sum, and let's take this out, const, and let's try exporting it. So export default sum, and let's try running that. Yeah, so it doesn't work that way. So for now, let's just leave it like that. Oh, actually, it didn't run because I didn't input the function. Uh, so let's do it again. Just play with it a bit, try to change it up. So this is kind of the way you export your functional components, and that means that T should be just sum like that. And let's see if it works. And const unexpected token. Okay, so it doesn't like that. Good, and now we know. All right, save this and save this back, save that. Right, just one more. Yeah, okay, so that's working. So let's go back here, and I think that's, oh, where's my code? Where's my DK? It's right here. Um, Actually, I wanted to make this one bigger. There you go. All right. So now let's go through the steps. So let's try to change this a bit because I think, or for me, I kind of felt easier it was doing this, taking different steps. So let's say just setup, and all right, let's start writing. So make new project, and um, has to have uh, it needs to have a package .json, and right here I'm just going to say a comment to create one, and I'm just going to say yarn init yes. Right. Next step would be, okay, so this one I'm going to say create um, I'm going to copy this helper because that's how actually those in a file that you have like just functions, those are actually called helpers. And actually, I can actually show here a real quick example. So for this project, I created a database, and these are my helper functions to uh, to like interact with that database. So yeah. For your functions to be in helpers, yeah, that kind of gets the point across. And a test file um, with the path. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but let's just say test.js. To test helpers. Functions, helpers. All right. And actually, that I want to be my third step because the second one is installing Jest, which I think it was mentioned. So yeah, so I think this would be my second step. So here I'm just going to say yarn add Jest dev, which is how you add the dev dependencies on using yarn. And then after this, I would do the config file. And actually, config file, I want it to be on bold because that gives something like something important. Using yarn, Jest init, and then okay, so they actually went through the thing, so the environment. So let me add that. You can set your the testing environment to be an node or browser-like. So this one, I want these ones to be bold. Node or browser-like, great. And now we get, we don't need this. This one was actually added during the init, but it didn't add the watch all. So I'm actually going to say so package.json needs to have, and right here I'm actually going to say equal, and I'm going to add a snippet, JS. Actually, yeah, JS is JSON, so it's the same format objects. So I'm just going to say scripts. And it's going to have test equal a value of just watch all. Actually, I'm going to add a node on watch all. And I'm going to say this right here. Great. And I'm going to separate these one by one. And bolts to run test. And yarn test. Actually, I'm going to make this a heading. So the smallest one, 3 times. Yeah. And right here, I'm just going to say example. So right here, I'm just going to now go to my VS Code. Go to the files I created. So usually say I add a node, say the file. So that's just test.js. And right here, I'm going to add a code snippet and just copy and paste this. And that's right there. And in here, I'm just going to say functions, helpers. We are going to test. And also need to be exported. Okay. And now let's go to our helpers test. So this one is the helpers.test.js. Same thing. JS and just copy paste this. And maybe add a couple of more comments. So right here, at the beginning of it, I'm just going to say importing helper functions. All right, and I think that's it. Let me minimize this one, and we can quickly go through our notes. Okay. So basically, here's we do kind of the boring stuff. Kind of necessary. It's more about like general knowledge instead of just coding. So I think this is important for everyone to know. And then we have these right here. So normally, this part, what I just try to do is just first of all try to like rewrite it differently, just to make sure I understand what the sentence is saying. Because if I don't really understand it, I wouldn't really know how to rewrite it correctly, or you wouldn't feel it wouldn't feel good rewriting it because I would be writing something new I don't understand, and it's just like a way to like push me to understand what I'm writing, and just like trying to get the best things out of the code. And this is my favorite part, or maybe not favorite because it can be kind of boring, but just kind of trying to dig deeper uh, through the code through what you're coding. So instead of just like kind of going through the sample code and running it, great, it's going to work. But that way, you wouldn't really learn much. So you wouldn't have a lot of applicable knowledge. And this way, I feel, so this like personal opinion, I feel it's a way of getting uh, like more ready uh, for like the guided project, and also like getting extra knowledge that might not be in the guided project. And a lot of times, even if you're like this one is the testing library, I went back and learned about JavaScript, about the object that is. So you can start adding more stuff to the JavaScript, to your JavaScript arsenal. But yeah, I feel that's good. Took an hour, a bit longer than I usually take, but that's because I've been talking through. Usually this would take around like 20 minutes uh, to have half an hour, so it doesn't really take that much time. And yeah, usually I like doing this before the day before. So during the first hour, I can actually take time to dig deeper or start doing the projects. Because a lot of times you can kind of start like doing the projects or like scoping the project out by like applying what you know, or maybe watch a video. I used to do that a lot. Uh, I would just like go in like half an hour video or watch like 40 minutes of videos about Jest and try to just code along, things like that. So by the time of the guided project, I would feel ready and kind of just be more confident with the material that's going to be taught. But yeah, let's stop recording now and